So in terms of communication or just being cognizant of people's times, how can conflict come into play? And I know that's sort of like an interesting question, but what are some of the things that you've seen just on the consumer side, usage side, in terms of how you can manage conflict successfully as a service professional or as a professional overall?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you say that, because that one thing about people's time, what we say is as simple as a timing conflict or something, scheduling that I put you down for 12:30, but it actually should have been 1:30, or I put you down for 1:30, excuse me, and it actually should have been 12:30. Your customer arrives at 12:30 waiting to be and wanting to be serviced, and you're like, well, I'm sorry, I wrote it down wrong. You'll just have to wait. Well, that's immediately starting a little bit of a conflict there, because number one, you're not being respectful of that person's time. Number two, just think about how you responded to that person. You never know what's going on in your customer. You never know what has happened in that customer, and the smallest of things could set them off, and it could go downhill extremely fast. So are you apologetic? Are you willing to compensate them in some way, form, or fashion for this error on your part of the conflict? So those are some of the things that you'll have to think about and work through. Simply saying, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, that may not always cut it for someone who is paying for the service and an hour out of their time.